Hello, this is Shinobi Bench. Today, I'd like to talk about what you should invest in to increase your bench press max weight. You're working hard on your bench press, but you're unsure where to spend your money effectively to increase your weight. With so much information out there, it's easy to get confused about what's truly necessary for you. For example, should you join a high-fee gym? Should you buy food and supplements? Is it better to spend money on bench press items like belts and wrist wraps? Should you invest in improving your form? Should you purchase a program? There are many options, and it's common to feel overwhelmed. So today, I'll discuss what I believe you should invest in to increase your bench press weight. By watching this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of where to allocate your funds. This channel offers various videos to help you get stronger in the bench press, so feel free to visit if you're interested. If you find the content helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. My current max weight is 157.5 kilograms at a body weight of 84 kilograms. In Japan, I've provided form checks and menu creation for over 500 individuals. Let's get started with the top recommendation. First place, training environment, gym equipment. For those with a home gym, this refers to the equipment you have at home. Why is the training environment the most important? Because to increase your bench press, you need a conducive training environment. It might seem obvious, but many general gyms lack the proper environment for bench press training. For instance, rack usage restrictions. Many general gyms have time limits on rack usage. While it's not impossible to train under these conditions, it often feels insufficient. You might manage to do warm-ups, a top set, and about 5 sets, but that's about it. In my case, when I'm pushing my limits, I sometimes take 10-minute intervals. So, time becomes a constraint. Additionally, I often do about 5 sets of form practice with lighter weights afterward, totaling around 2 hours of rack usage. This is feasible in a home gym, but challenging in general gyms unless it's a powerlifting gym. Consequently, you might not get enough bench press practice, leading to stagnation in weight progression. The type of rack also significantly impacts bench press training, especially the adjustment range of the rack height. Racks with large adjustment intervals are quite inconvenient for bench pressing. If the rack is too high during rack up, your scapular setting might collapse. Conversely, if it's too low, lifting the barbell becomes overly strenuous, causing fatigue before the actual bench press movement. Similarly, the adjustment range of the safety bars matters. If the safety is too high, you can't lower the bar to the bottom. If it's too low, failing a lift could mean the bar drops dangerously close to your neck. This isn't just inconvenient, it's hazardous. Without the ability to adjust the safety bars to the optimal height, attempting max lifts becomes daunting. Ideally, the adjustment interval should be 5.5 centimeters or less, preferably under 3 centimeters. Some gyms might not even have safety bars, but personally, I wouldn't choose such gyms. Without safety bars, you can't safely push your limits, missing opportunities to increase your weight. The bench itself also plays a role. Switching from an adjustable bench to a flat bench from MBC Power made bench pressing significantly easier for me, increasing my max from 140 kilograms to about 145 kilograms. A 5 kilogram difference is substantial. Factors like width, height, and slipperiness greatly affect performance. Therefore, the first investment should be in your training environment. For example, instead of spending 3 years at a gym with a $33 per month fee and limited 30-minute sessions, it's better to spend a year at a $67 per month gym, where you can freely bench press and quickly increase your weight. The amount of bench press practice correlates with the weight you can lift. This is something I wish I had realized earlier. Investing in your training environment is crucial. Setting up a home gym with a half rack might cost around $1,333, but considering it as a $67 per month gym fee, you'd break even in 2 to 3 years. With that investment, you can warm up, take intervals, do sets, and practice form as much as you like. It's truly ideal. If there's a powerlifting gym nearby, joining it is also a great option, as you'll meet like-minded individuals and observe strong lifters firsthand. In any case, my top priority is the training environment, including gyms and equipment. Second place, personal training and training information. This refers to the cost of learning, such as hiring a coach or purchasing programs. It's especially important for beginners. When I ask beginners if they've taken personal training, they often say, "I'll consider it once I get better." I understand this sentiment, but it's actually the opposite. Precisely because you're a beginner, you should take personal training. You might feel embarrassed or think it's inappropriate to seek help when you don't know anything, but it's natural not to know how to do something you've never tried. Starting with self study can lead to developing bad habits that take time to correct later. If you take personal training early on, learn the basics over 3 months, and practice diligently, your progress will be faster. I speak from experience. I trained independently for 1.5 years, reaching a 100 kilogram bench in 6 months, but then plateaued. I sought guidance from world champion Kodama-san for menu creation and form checks. Within a year, my bench increased from 110 kilograms to 150 kilograms. Although I wasn't under his constant supervision, applying his teachings and understanding them helped me progress. The key was studying correct knowledge. Previously, I gathered scattered information on my own, but learning from a professional allowed me to organize and apply it effectively. Therefore, investing in coaching or learning about form and sets is vital for improving your bench press. When choosing where to get information, check social media platforms like Instagram or YouTube to see the coach's activities. Ensure they align with your goals. If your primary aim is to increase your bench press, but the coach focuses on other areas, it might not be the best fit. For example, you might sign up for bench press training, but end up doing posture corrections or maintenance sessions instead. While these are important, they might not align with your immediate goals. I've had similar experiences, like being instructed to do endless side raises when I wanted bench press guidance. To avoid such situations, confirm in advance whether the coach specializes in bench press training. Alternatively, learning from bench pressers or powerlifters is a reliable option. Even if your goal is muscle hypertrophy, focusing on increasing your bench press to around 120 kilograms can serve as a solid foundation. Once you've built that base, you can address specific areas with other exercises. Having the technique and strength to bench press 120 kilograms will make other exercises more manageable. Therefore, even for hypertrophy goals, I recommend learning from specialists in bench press or powerlifting. Third place, diet. First, ensure you're eating regular meals. This applies whether you're training or not. Beyond regular meals, consider what additional foods to consume. Healthy foods for muscle and body development might not be overly expensive. They might cost more than junk food, but the investment is worthwhile. Eating balanced meals with rice, meat, fish, eggs, soy products, and vegetables is essential. For protein intake, aim for 1.25 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight, slightly more than the standard 1 gram. Vegetables might be a bit pricier, but overall, it's more about maintaining a healthy diet than spending excessively. Fourth place, bench press accessories. You might be surprised this ranks lower. Bench press specific items include wrist wraps, belts, and elbow sleeves. These accessories help protect joints, prevent injuries, and stabilize form during training. For instance, wrist wraps support the wrists when handling heavy weights. Belts support the lower back and core, and elbow sleeves can prevent injuries or worsening conditions. Investing in these items can enhance training quality. However, whether you need to purchase the most expensive versions is another matter. For example, I started with a belt that cost around $20 and used it until I reached a 155 kilogram bench press. It sufficed for my needs. I have no plans to buy a $400 lever action belt. If I had only $400 to spend, I'd buy two 20 kilogram plates or take 3 $133 personal training sessions. The same applies to wrist wraps and elbow sleeves. I use SBD products, but it's more about prioritization. I'll buy them when the time is right. I've been using my wrist wraps for over 3 years, and the stiff ones might last a few more years. I probably won't replace them soon. Ideally, being able to bench press without relying on gear is best. I aim to update my max lifts without wrist wraps, belts, or elbow sleeves. Therefore, I often warm up to 120 kilograms without gear and sometimes lift 130 kilograms to check my condition. Beginners should especially avoid relying on gear too soon. Starting with gear-dependent form can slow progress, particularly with belts. If someone can't generate intra-abdominal pressure and uses a belt for squats or deadlifts, there's a risk of rib fractures. However, if you're competing, you'll need certified gear, so ensure you have the necessary items. It's a matter of prioritization, not devaluing high-end gear. I prefer to invest in what's essential for getting stronger in the bench press. Fifth place, supplements. If you're spending over $67 monthly on supplements without investing the same in your training environment or information, consider reallocating your funds. This might sound extreme, but it's not far from the truth. Currently, I don't consume protein supplements. When I did, I used plain ones costing around $15 per kilogram. I drank them every other day, amounting to about $7.50 per month. Creatine with anti-doping certification costs about $7 per month at 5 grams per day. Multivitamins are around $5 a month. So, even with all these, the total is approximately $20 per month. If you're paying $33 for a gym and $67 for supplements, I believe the priorities are reversed. It's better to spend $67 on the gym and $20 on supplements. In fact, cutting supplements entirely and investing that $20 in training information might be more beneficial. In summary, my monthly expenses are home gym amortized over 3 years, about $53 per month, including rack, bench, plates, barbell, etc. Training information, menu creation, form checks, paid educational materials, around $67 per month. Diet, I don't spend much here, just my regular meals, no additional cost. Bench press items, knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, and wrist wraps, about $13 per month. Supplements, protein, creatine, and multivitamins, about $20 per month. Total, about $153 per month on bench press. Considering I'm fully committed to bench pressing, that's not an unreasonably high amount, don't you think? If I had $200 a month to spend, I'd probably invest the extra into slightly better food. So here's the summary. When aiming to increase your bench press max, the priority order for spending money, at least in my opinion, is training environment, training information, diet, bench press items, supplements. For example, if you're going to a $20 a month gym and spending over $67 a month on supplements, I think you should reverse that. In other words, $67 on the gym and $20 on supplements. Actually, you could even cut supplements entirely and use that $20 for personal training. These days, you can even take online personal lessons from world champions. It would be such a waste to miss out on learning world-class technique and knowledge. Alright, that's it for today. This channel provides a variety of videos to help you get stronger in the bench press, so if you're interested, feel free to check it out. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing. Let's keep working hard on our bench press. See you next time.